The art therapy for me takes my mind off of me, my situation, my waiting.
It gives me a place to come and go and be myself, be accepted by everyone else, and to accept everyone else.
The important part is that they are connecting with themselves and they're connecting with each other, and they're using art to do that.
The idea for the program actually began about 11 or 12 years ago after a number of conversations. They began looking at the fact that from two different viewpoints, if you will. One was medically, that care for patients was becoming more and more individualized and specific to the patient, and patients were living longer and longer, and the success rate was growing as well. But at the same time, there was this knowledge and understanding that it wasn't just about curing the body, that wasn't the only piece in place, that there was anxiety, depression, and other needs that were occurring both during treatment, but a lot of those needs continued way after treatment in fact ended, and sometimes became increasingly worse. And so they began to look at how to address that component, the non-medical component, the component that would address emotional and the well-being of the patient. It was understood right from the beginning that really the program was meant to address anybody who walked into the cancer center. So whether or not you're an individual who has been diagnosed with cancer, or a caregiver, or a family member, or the staff, that this program was going to address all of those needs. This collaboration, which I think is unique, I don't know of another collaboration between a cancer center and an art institute. We began to figure out what that collaboration would look like, what was important about that collaboration. And there were several things that came to mind. One was getting the people out of a medical environment was very important. We wanted them to feel more comfortable. Not everybody wants to return to the place where they received extensive ongoing treatment for weeks, months, days on end. So this affords them an opportunity to be somewhere else.
This collaboration gives us the opportunity to explore how we can use art and the making of art, not to simply decorate or to create an object, but to actually act in a positive way on the feelings and perceptions of the person that creates it. What a program like this does is it empowers them to be able to explore without any kind of fear. And what they are creating, I think, is so personal. You know, it comes from prompts, it comes from looking at the artwork, it comes from being in this environment. I think they're empowered throughout the program to be able to think about things in a very personal way. And when you're thinking about things in a personal way, when you're creating something that's important to you, if it's important to you, it's right. If it means something to you, it's right.
The uniqueness that art gives you in the fact that there is no wrong. When so many things that you're being told that how you lived in a way was wrong because you've gotten sick and now you have to carry this with you the rest of your life. And figuring out how to put all that in a bag and move forward, that's what art therapy has done for me.
What happens during long-term treatment of any kind is that patients find themselves silenced in all kinds of ways. And so they're left with often a feeling of guilt that were they anxious or depressed beforehand? Did that somehow cause their cancer? Is there anxiety or depression, sadness, causing the treatments not to work? Will chemotherapy or radiation not work because I'm not being happy? And even after the fact, patients continue to struggle with some of those questions.
It's helped me get through depression. It's helped me, just feel a little more energetic, because when you are depressed but you force yourself to get out and do something like this art, it just lifts your spirit. You think, oh, hey, this isn't so bad. I can actually accomplish something. Because sometimes when you're going through this, you just feel like it's the end, and it really isn't the end.
When I come here, I feel the respect that you gain from having, and the new friendships that you thought, because like it or not, a lot of people abandon you when you find out you have cancer. You can have the very best friend in the whole world, but fear is a lot stronger than friendship. And cancer can destroy your friendships, it can destroy your family relationships.
What art therapy looks at is what we know is the brain is always working. And so the choices individuals are making, whether they think they're thought out or not, leads them to where they need to be. And it works for people who are nonverbal. It works for people who are extremely verbal and hide behind their words.
As adults, when we get saddled with a major illness, we become angry, we lose control, we become depressed, and we're unable to express ourselves. And art therapy, I think, is very, very important for us to express our feelings. And patients have told me that after starting art therapy, they have felt better. They're able to express themselves, they're less depressed, they're less stressed.
What's wonderful about art therapy is that people take the projects home with them. And so the conversation can continue without my being there. In a sense, they've taken me home because they have this project, they continue to look at it, and I will have people come back and go, oh, it's sitting there in my bedroom or my living room or my kitchen, and all of a sudden I realized I had done this. And that's important for them to continue to do the work on their own as well.
You take home some of those projects, work on them, or it just inspires you to, on your own, get up and do something. It shows you that you have a voice. It shows you that you can focus on things and not dwell on maybe the bad all the time.
We meet here at the Flint Institute of Arts twice a month. We know what themes are appropriate to this population. Like I said, themes of self-esteem, self-image, anxiety, etc. And we pick out pieces we think will help draw that out. I come up with a project that I think will give them the freedom to explore that particular theme, but also enough freedom that if that's not where they're at, they can take it in a different direction. And that's extremely important, that they take it the direction they want to go. The women then work on creating their projects for a couple of hours, and the last half hour, 45 minutes, we get together to discuss what they've made and what the significance is for them. And that may be the place where we raise other themes, may come up, that there may be something in common, or it may be something specific that we think should be addressed. We don't necessarily want to move on at that point. I think the most rewarding thing about the program is watching women come in, find the validation, find the voice they need.
This is a life-saving experience for me, is to be able to come here for 2 to 3, 4 hours and have some enjoyment.
So art therapy allowed me to start asserting control back into my life.
Art therapy, I think, in general, is good for most people, whether they're artistic or not, because it helps everyone get a different sense of view on things, not just your sickness or your illness, but just in general in life.
And I think it's something that this program that we've put together really hits, is that people can connect with art in a personal way.